disappointing, but it's kind of,
It's a weird
goes
week for
along with this
comics.
week because this was kind of a disappointing week. I'm gonna
For
let that out of the
comics?
bag in
For
comics.
comics,
Yeah,
I
I
found
don't know.
a
It was a
couple of
weird week.
gems. I found a couple of gems. Obviously, we always do. We read so damn many books. But I'm just sharing the show around. This is a pre-show, everybody. I think we're live. It looks like we are. Uh, yeah, it was a weird week for comics. The shittiest part is, and we'll talk about that tomorrow night. It's fucking. It's an onslaught of books tomorrow night
Oh, I bet it is. I
next week,
bet it
dude.
is.
It is an onslaught of books. It's amazing. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I don't know. We're in the pre-show. Maybe I've shared the show around enough. Maybe I should just talk about this now. I did
Oh yeah,
get.
show off your stuff.
I did. There's AK.
Oh
David.
yeah, there's cool snake
Maybe
eyes.
Taylor will show up. This is the Ninja Snake Eyes. Okay. He came out a while ago, right? He was like number 3, right? He comes with the dope ass scabbard. This is the ninja guy. This is what everybody remembers Snake Eyes as now. I don't know why, but they do. When I got him, he came with this gun and then another little handgun. See that little circle in the middle? Why? It's stupid. It's dumb. It's stupid. Anyway,
it's probably so he can attach it to his back.
It's dumb. He also came with a backpack, and yeah, the backpack does have a little notch in it. You'll see right there by my thumb where his sword does go in there. It's dumb. It's stupid. All right, this is the Commando. This is like the original one. Okay, not as well known and everything, but he comes with the Uzi with the silencer. No stupid holes in him. He comes with, and you're gonna love this shit. He comes with this gun, but look, the clip.
Oh yeah,
dude, the clip comes out. There's only a couple of, and this one too does too. The clip comes out. There's only a couple of figures like that in the whole line. The officer that was recently announced,
the Cobra officer.
Oh yeah, the Cobra officer. He has multiple clips that come with him, but it sucks. You got to buy 2 figures to get the Snake Eyes that you want, because obviously the Ninja one is the coolest one. He looks just the coolest. And he comes with the sword, but all of his guns are shit. If you want the cool Uzi with the silencer, which if you remember in the movie, Storm Shadow's he's shooting them out of the fucking air. But it's all worth it because it comes with timber.
Yeah, that's a beautiful timber.
And timber's fucking great. He comes with a vicious
head. That's awesome.
You can yank his head off. It's very satisfying too when you put his head on it. It snaps in. So satisfying. But
there's a nice click feel to it.
Yeah, a lot of great articulation on him. He's got paw articulation, not just the legs, his paws.
Oh yeah,
he's got a body left to right sort of articulation, which is just weird.
Cool.
And then he's got neck and head, but tail as well. And he is just the coolest. It sucks you got to buy 2 figures to get the one that you really want, but
that's capitalism for you.
That's capitalism for you.
That is capitalism, my American friend.
But yeah, it's rad. I did break a foot off one of the figures today, but we're not even going to talk
about no, don't do that.
I think I can glue it back. And anyway, they're for posing anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
It was a cat.
Anyway, welcome to the pre-show. This is what we're going to talk about what we're going to do in the show.
Of the Russian Queen.
Segment 1, we'll talk just about what we did this week. I watched a movie.
Oh, you watched the movie. You watched the movie.
We're going to talk a little bit about Invincible, a new Flashpoint book, Wonder Girl news, not good news, an Earth 3 event from DC, and then we'll get into the big, really big, Amazing Spider-Man news from the week, new creative team, and then it's a bunch of X-Men, and then we'll talk about Boba Fett. Everybody watch Boba Fett?
Yeah, Boba Fett was cool.
I did. It was all right. Got a double dose of food news. We got a moment of destruction with Records, Shred, and Circuits #4, the last issue of the series.
Surprising issue.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too, Andy. Thanks for stopping by. I love that Flashpoint. The best part about Flashpoint was the tie-ins. I'm expecting this to be kind of like that.
Yeah, I do hope it. I do hope it leans more into that area than the actual main book Flashpoint, but we'll get into that later.
And then top 3 in a lackluster week, I did read an independent book. I think it's a Scout comic, maybe Vault. I don't even know the damn publisher, but it was my number one this week. It was great in a week that just did not have a lot of good books.
Ooh.
Anything else we should add to the list today, gentlemen?
Ooh, I might know which one you're talking about.
I know you know. I know you read this. I know you would have been all over this. Adam would have been all over this if he'd have gotten his fucking hands on a copy.
I think I have a very good clue which one it is.
Awesome. Anything else we want to add? Nothing? Something? Nothing?
Well, I'll just share it when we get to how was our week.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Teaser.
Let's do it. Stop teasing me. You're teasing me.
Oh, yes. I hate this. It is revolting.
You're such a tease.
Please.
Taylor decided to show up. That's nice.
Hi, Taylor.
I thought he was iced out.
No, I showed up at like the official start time here. Excuse me.
Taylor is never late, nor is he on time.
He's like the dude who plays football. He's like, what? The kickoff is at 4:30. I'm here at 4:10. Greetings, geeks. Welcome back. It's another episode of This Geek in Comics Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show. Taylor, aka David, how is it going, everybody?
I'm doing well, but I was debating whether or not I was going to let it go that David got the Lord of the Rings quote wrong. But no, I don't think I can.
Which one?
Not. A wizard is never late, nor is he ever early. He always arrives precisely when he means to, not on time. What is this bullshit, David?
This is for the new age, man. It's the
Fuck that.
New age.
I am not Tolkien,
Let's talk about this.
nor am I an English major.
I watched a movie this week.
Oh, you watched the bad MCU movie.
It wasn't bad. I had a
bad.
good time with this. I had a good time.
It's not the most popular one now.
The problem was it had a lot of places to go.
This movie had a lot that it had to do, right? There's like what 10 characters that we've never seen before, and they're trying to give them all screen time and have them interact. It's a heavy lift. That being said, they did a pretty good job with that, and
I liked it.
I liked it.
I thought it was fun, but Angelina Jolie, man, stole the show. Man, I forgot all about her. And then I saw this movie, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Angelina Jolie.
She's still acting.
She's amazing." But yeah, I'm convinced that the reason people don't like this is because it's not really an MCU movie. It's more of like 3 DC movies in a trench coat, pretending to be an MCU movie.
It's arguably the best Justice League movie we've gotten. You know,
dude, I love what they did with Makari. I thought it was a lot better than the slow motion nonsense we got for the Flash. I mean, how the fast guy gonna be slow? You know, it really wasn't the same as they did in X-Men with Quicksilver. Quicksilver, everything was in slow motion but him. With Makari, they were just like, no, we just going to make that bitch go fast. And they did, man.
Gotta go fast.
She was awesome. She's like
the modern Sonic.
It was fine. Yeah, it's still middle of the road MCU, but...
Yeah, it's definitely not high tier MCU, but you know, it's not bad by any stretch.
Yeah. But Makari versus Icarus, man, that was a great fight, dude. It wasn't long enough. I wish it would have been a little longer. But it was great. What'd you guys do this week? Anything fun? Anything worth talking about? Dave said he had something.
I do.
He doesn't sound very excited about it.
I kind of figured the moment I start talking about it, it's not geek related. It's just very weird.
Did you see a UFO or Bigfoot or something?
No, one of my coworkers.
Please let it be Bigfoot.
It's not Bigfoot. It's not Bigfoot. One of my coworkers was talking about how when she's at her her machine operating it, she sometimes experiences or feels like there's a shadow right next to her.
Oh man, it's a ghost story.
And she was talking about it, and I asked her, and she says, "It's like a big person is standing right next to me." And I asked her, "Is it a big person like a bodybuilder big, or is it a big person like a tall person?" And she said,
"Or dare I ask, like a Sasquatch big?"
Yes, it's the ghost of Sasquatch.
Oh well, this is the reason why I asked this. Because back in 2018, the operator of that machine died in a car crash.
Why would he haunt his fucking job?
Yeah, I mean, if he
don't know.
if he
Are
died
you kidding
there,
me?
I kind of get it. But if he
I mean,
died
that
somewhere
sounds like
else,
hell.
why is he showing up to work?
Yeah,
he's
right.
just showing up
What a
on
shitty
time.
way to spend your afterlife, you know?
I
No,
know.
that was the
That's what-
Sixth Sense, though. That was the entire thing of that movie, The Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis going to fucking work. You're dead, bro. Why were you going to work?
But she said I asked her that question and then she like her eyes got really big and she took like 2 steps back. And
She
she's
quit,
like,
and she
no,
quit.
she didn't quit.
She's like, I got a promotion at work. Let me tell you how I got it.
Dave, you
I
can't be
scared
dropping,
a
oh, don't
coworker into
worry, your
quitting."
workspace is haunted shit on her. I mean, what did you expect?
I didn't drop
Dude.
this on her. I was like, I asked her that question and she's like,
Yeah.
it kind of feels like a bodybuilder big. And I
You know,
said,
Marx predicted this, that we would haunt. I'm kidding. Joke.
but she
That's scary, man.
I told her that the operator several years ago, had passed away. I said, I don't understand why he would be associated with the machine over there unless there was something that happened before he passed away that he had unfinished business with. I don't know.
Get the salt. Time
But
to call
she's
the
like
boys.
she's like Catholic and she's talking about bringing
Oh,
in
here we
candles
go.
and
Now
stuff.
stereotyping Catholics.
She's like, I'm going to
I'm
bring in
offended.
I'm going to
Yeah.
bring in candles and stuff, and I'm like, I don't think he's there to hurt you.
No one's going to top that. Let's get into the news. Do I even- Oh. Hit the wrong button. Man, we're going to start with some terrible, terrible news. but it's
Just to
actually
follow up my
kinda funny.
terrible story.
Yeah. Invincible is in the news.
Oh,
for all the wrong reasons.
definitely all the wrong reasons.
It seems like Robert Kirkman, Bob, we call him Bob around here, Bob Kirkman.
Nobody calls him Bob.
He's being sued by William Crabtree, who was the colorist on the first 50 issues of the Image comic Invincible, which is now an animated series and a big hit, and everybody loves it. But yeah, he said, and this is so fucked up. He co-created Invincible. Kirkman in 2005 convinced him to surrender his ownership stake under the guise of making it easier to sell it to studios. That's according to the lawsuit. All right. It gets even better. This is my favorite line. Crabtree claims an initial oral agreement between the two creators was replaced by an alleged scheme by Kirkman and his agents to fraudulently induce him into signing a copyright interest over to Kirkman's company. Kirkman approached him at 2005 San Diego Comic-Con and presented him with a certificate of authorship, which purported to, here it comes, characterize all of his contributions as work for hire. And I find that so ironic because one of the reasons that Image Comics was created was to sort of get away from that whole,
Right, but
corporate
Image
work for
is one of
hire.
the big threes now. It's like one of the big
Yeah.
They
three.
become
It's
everything they've ever hated.
pretty
They
much.
have, man.
They're,
They've
they're getting
become the
third-party
monsters, like
license. They're
Venom.
getting Transformers books.
If I'm being perfectly honest, though, I don't know that I would consider a colorist one of the creators of a character.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
the-
kind of
the-
a hard
the
sell
penciler,
right there.
sure. The writer, yes.
Yeah.
The colorist, I really think that's a bit of a stretch.
Well, with that said, though, I mean, they are using the models and the colored models directly from the comic for the animated show. You know what I mean? So
He should still get some.
he
sort
should get a
credit.
piece of that pie. He should get
Not
a colorist.
particularly big one.
We're not
I don't
saying
know.
that.
Money's money. If you leave money on the table, yeah, get your lawyer. Get your lawyer. But I don't know. He wants some money. This actually happened before, and it was settled out of court.
That'll probably happen again
To
this
Kirkman.
time.
That will probably happen again. Kirkman rolling in it. He got Walking Dead money. He got Invincible money. He got all kinds of money. He gonna have Transformers money in a little bit.
Pretty soon, yeah.
G.I. Joe money. Fix my damn snake eyes. So yeah, Bob Kirkman's still a jerk. Still a great comic book writer. It's okay. He could be both. DC News, Flashpoint, Beyond. All
What
right.
fresh hell is this?
I know.
It's Jeff
April-
Johns.
They're
returning
trying to
to
get.
DC.
They're trying to get in on some of that. The Marvel's Amazing Spider-Man Beyond heat right now.
Yeah. people love different versions of really popular characters.
Okay, I've blocked out my memory of Flashpoint, so we'll have to do a roll call here. I know that that's Thomas Wayne Batman.
Yeah.
I recognize Wonder Woman, and I'm pretty sure that's Constantine and Penguin there on the left. Who's the guy? Is that Aquaman?
I think
That's Aquaman,
yes,
King
yeah.
Aquaman. Yeah.
King
That's
Aquaman.
Flashpoint Aquaman.
Flashpoint
He's just as lame
Aquaman.
as regular Aquaman. Edward
Except for he
Riso-
rules Europe now.
Yeah. Edward Riso is doing the issue 0. It's going to be written by Jeff Johns, Jeremy Adams, and Tim Sheridan with art by Germanico. Bi-weekly starting April 19th. So
Wasn't this
it goes on
Batman?
and on.
Wasn't like Thomas Wayne from the Flashpoint universe? Didn't he have his spine broken by Bane at the end of Tom King's run?
He did.
oh, yeah,
but
he
then-
did.
but
He
then-
did.
but
That did
then
happen.
If you read the Infinite Frontier book,
No
which
one read that, but
nobody
you.
read,
I
they
did not.
brought him. They
You're the
brought
only
him
one.
back, so he's fine.
I mean, of course he is, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like missing a step in
No,
continuity,
you're not
and
missing
I was.
anything.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
you are missing something. but-
Technically, but not something I regret missing, but I did miss that.
This looks pretty good. That's some good art. That looks good. I think
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That Rizzo art. No, that's Nauk. This must be a cover or something. Todd Nauk is doing that.
No.
Nauk. 5G
5G
averted.
averted.
Come on, man. Just
Gotta
rub
bring
it in
back that
Didio's
horse.
face. Just kick a fucking dog. Beat a dead horse.
Keep
Come on,
kicking
man.
them.
So yeah, there you go. That'll be April 5th, 48 pages, $6. Max Dunbar. This is his 1 in 25 variant. I think that's the Dunbar variant. That might
That's
be
a
the
pretty
Rizzo.
cool variant. I
That
think.
is
is
a
that
cool
does
variant.
look nice.
There's one. Well, there's a couple more images. There's Batman figuring shit out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's weird. What's up with this flag? This old flag.
And that's how Jeff Johns always does these pages. They're always teasers to random shit.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. A lot of events going on at DC.
Man, it
though.
looked
We'll
like
talk about
Bruce
But
that.
Wayne
none of
was
the
like
events are
really
just
smelling
random-
a like rancid fart on that panel on that one page there.
It's like this
Down there in the
really-
corner.
This,
Yeah.
this event really stinks.
Yeah, no shit. Jeff Johns is no good anymore. Yeah, and I don't know. I am kind of off of Jeff Johns. You know what I mean? He's just
Yeah, I'm kind of off of him too. He hasn't really got written a great thing in a while. Like
I mean,
Doomsday
there-
Clock was okay.
There was like the Mime and Marionette issue. Doomsday Clock is fucking great. Their origin,
Yeah.
it was awesome. But
Yeah,
yeah,
those are
he's
great.
really hit or miss, man. All right, DC Comics has canceled Joelle Jones, Wonder Girl, early with issue number 7. It was supposed to go to 8. There was going to be a TV series planned that was canceled. So yeah,
Wow.
it solicited. Now it was canceled. The issue will conclude with issue 7. Now, already completed content for that issue 8, is going to go into the upcoming event. Here we go again. Trial of the Amazons, Wonder Girl number 1 and 2.
Mhm.
So what is that event going on with Batman and Deathstroke and that shit? That's a big event.
That's Shadow War.
That's
something-
happening.
Yeah,
That's
that's a-
happening. So this is happening.
There's a lot of crossovers going on. Definitely.
And there's also this
Yeah.
Aquaman.
There's Aquaman. Yeah.
Aquaman.
There's a Black Manta and 2 Aquaman books going on right now, and then they're gonna all head into this Aquaman book.
So there's a lot of events.
There's a lot of stuff
Oh.
going on in DC.
Yeah.
This
Sounds
sounds
like
like
a
an
lot
elaborate
of
ploy
chop.
to get me to buy an extra issue of Wonder Girl, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I might as well not even get it, especially if Joelle Jones isn't on the fucking art, which I don't think she is for issue 7. But if she was going to do issue number 8, which I think she was, that content will be in that crossover.
Man, I'm really surprised they canceled it that soon, though. Like, what's going on with
Must
that?
not be selling. And it
It's
didn't sell
honestly
a show.
been it's been one of the like half a dozen DC books that I consider automatic gets every month,
Just 'cause of the
especially if
art.
Joelle Jones is doing the artwork on it. Yeah,
But I mean, it was there to sell a show, HBO Max or whatever show. So they said fuck.
And
it.
so if they're not going to do the show, why not?
That's right. That's
why
why
do the
Bendis
book?
got hired, man. Do Naomi, whatever.
Oh,
you
don't
call
get me
it.
started on Bendis. I read that turd of a book he dropped.
Oh, it was
this
it
week.
was garbage. It was so wordy.
Oh, the
Oh my gosh.
the Legion
Justice
versus
League.
Justice
Yes.
League thing.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck cares about a gold lantern? Come on, that idea has been beat to death. That's the last time Jeff Johns was awesome. All right.
That was.
I was there in
Steve-
the shop and I saw that issue and I was like, should I get this? No.
No,
Bendis wrote it.
you
I'm
were-
not going to
you
get
were
it.
Wise to
Yeah.
not
It was
get it.
garbage. All right, so another crossover event in 2022, War for Earth 3. War for Earth 3 will have 3 DC ongoing titles: The Flash, Teen Titans Academy, and
Oh,
Suicide Squad.
You
One of
like
those
my
books is
chin?
okay. The other 2 are not.
I don't know if I like
Yeah.
Flash enough to carry me into like an event with 2 books
Exactly.
I don't care
Like I
about.
like the Flash, but I don't like it that much to
Yeah,
read
no
2 other books that
shit.
I'm definitely not reading.
No,
It sounds to
shit.
me that I'm probably going to stop reading DC for a while.
No, there are still some good DC. Tom Taylor's
some
DC
DC
is
going on.
fantastic. Williams is doing some okay stuff.
I'll
he's
definitely
doing
keep
so
up with all
much. Some
that,
of it
but
gotta be okay.
not a single bit of these news items you've mentioned so
Yeah.
far today are things that I'm particularly excited about.
I am Batman, right, with Fox. He just moved to New York in the last issue. The last issue was okay. It had a couple of moving moments, but that book is going to ramp up. It's going to be really hot, man. Going to New York, I really think they're letting John Ridley off the chain. But anyway, so yeah, and it's going to have 2 bookend one-shots. Okay, longtime X-Force or Task Force X leader Amanda Waller has been sending her team to other universes since the early days of the Infinite Frontier Suicide Squad series. I did not realize that. That sounds fucking awesome. If she's been doing that, that sounds dope. But now it's going to catch up to her because they go to Earth 3.
What's Flash's evil counterpart from Earth 3? I forget.
Johnny Quick.
Johnny Quick,
Johnny
yeah.
Quick. Remember, he had that little girl that hung out with him.
Atomic.
They had
Jesse
a-
Quick.
Oh, that was great.
I don't know.
They had the best sexual, relationship.
Those other
It was
Jeff
a
Johns
great
books.
relationship, man. It was real perverted. I loved it.
Yep.
So yeah, another event at DC Comics. So 2022 is all events. At DC, it's all X-Men over at Marvel. We'll talk about that in a minute. But before that, the biggest news of the year is fucking Amazing Spider-Man. It's his 60th anniversary. We'll hit issue 800, 900 by the end of the year.
They're renumbering.
So
Zeb Wells is the new writer.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I like Zeb Wells. He
John
wrote
Romita Jr. is
Hellions,
the
which was my favorite book of last year. Yeah, Romita Jr.
That's a
is.
problem.
I mean, I'm not jazzed
artist.
about that, but Spider-Man is a character that JR Jr. has done a decent job drawing in the past. It's a character he can do reasonably well, depending on what they're trying to get him. If this is going to be like them standing around doing a lot of water cooler talk, he's not particularly good at drawing that, but he's pretty solid at drawing like Spidey, like swinging in and kicking someone in the face.
Well, this looks terrible though. This is his cover. It looks
that does not look
garbage.
good. No,
It's
it doesn't look
garbage.
good.
This is the cover they revealed. The first cover. I'm like, are you serious? This is what you're pushing Spider-Man in his 60th anniversary year. This is the guy you choose. This guy.
I'm more interested in the
got the right
Savage
name.
Spider-Man.
the name does have a
advertised.
pedigree to it.
It does. I get it.
You know,
They did release like half a dozen other covers, and I'm sure there'll be a half a dozen more, but I didn't show any of them off. They're great. Peach Momoko got a cover. Everybody got a fucking cover.
I'll try to
Peach
pick up one of
Momoko has
those.
a
I'm
cover.
sure.
Everybody got a cover.
I'd be upset if I ended up with that cover.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's still not a cover price for this. It's probably going to be $6. If not
I
more.
would not be at all surprised.
Yeah, but I mean, here's some of the interiors. It's not.
it's not.
Yeah,
great.
that water cooler
JR.
talk right there. It's not
I
great.
am not a fan of his art just at all, man. At all. Look, this is a ridiculous panel. I get what he's trying to do. It's not working. It's not working.
It doesn't have that boyish charm that Spider-Man is known for.
I don't know. I don't
I
get it.
guess.
I don't get. Yeah, Dave. He doesn't have that boyish charm. Oh, Peter.
I don't know, but I like Zeb Wells, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
give it a
yeah, I
chance.
I'll
like
definitely
Zeb
get
Wells.
Zeb Wells gets this look at for me, and I'm interested for us to move past this Beyond stuff. Like,
I've been dying to really love Spider-Man again, and they dangled me with a chance with this
Dark
Beyond
Ages.
stuff, and that failed.
Dark Ages this week got me my Spider-Man fix. It was great. He was awesome in that. He was the narrator. The whole thing was wonderful.
but that's
but I
like
want-
that's an
I
alternate
want like
universe.
a real
You know?
You're right,
though.
you're right.
We want 616
Sure.
PD to be cool. You know.
Sure. All right, X-Men. Destiny of X continues as everything that was changed is changing again, but kind of not. Oh yeah, another year, another X-Men vote. Here are your 10 candidates. I think tonight is actually the last night you can vote. They're going to release tomorrow who won the thing. I voted for Gorgon just because he's different, and I want to see how he's different. I've been a fan of his since he was first introduced way back in Wolverine. In the Hand, you look at you and you die and shit. He's a cool character, and he was cool in the post Hickman Krakoa, Age of Krakoa sort of shit. It's like the bodyguard.
Gorgon was the MVP of the Otherworld tournament for sure.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with him, like now that he has like an entirely rewritten personality or however they're handling that. But the way I approach this is which of these is the characters that I actually like, but I don't think they're going to do anything with them unless they get on the team. I think they're going to do something with Gorgon regardless, so I did not vote for him. So I voted for Armor.
Yeah, you're an Armor fan anyway. You're an Armor fan anyway. Fair. She's awesome, dude.
I would pick Avalanche.
Oh, you can go vote right now, bro.
Okay.
They already used Avalanche on Excalibur, didn't they?
I don't know. Was he on Excalibur?
I think
Richter
they did a little bit.
was.
Oh, that was Richter. Sorry,
Yeah, Richter was.
Oh, yeah, it was Richter.
I mixed up my natural disaster dude. Sorry.
But yeah, Micromax, lame. Penance is cool, but they used the hell out of her in that X-Corp.
Yeah, X-Corp really soured me on Penance. And, X-Factor kind of soured me on Siren a little bit, too. I'm not going to lie.
Siren's fine.
Actually, the voting is closed.
Oh, we'll have our winner tamale.
The voting closed on the 14th.
Oh, well.
Get that news in just in time for it to not matter. Good job, us.
So we'll probably have the answer to this. Well, no, it's going to be a one-shot. The Hellfire Gala this year is just going to be a one-shot.
Okay,
probably
that's
Gary
good.
Duggan. Probably Gary Duggan or whatever his name is. So there you go.
I'm glad it's just a one-shot this year.
Yeah, me too. Two queens battle for the throne of Limbo in New Mutants number 25. This is going to continue Vita Ayala and Rod Rice's New Mutants.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is a book that's been consistently good since Hickman got off.
Hickman was not really on it to begin with.
Yeah, it was Hickman then like a rotating cast of writers, and like Hickman did the best of that rotating cast, but it got way better, after we got this consistent creative team.
Rod Rice is the perfect artist for this. It's it feels old school New Mutants. He's been killing it, and Vita Ayala is just having so much fun with these characters and doing shit with them. It's going to be the Labors of Magic versus the Goblin Queen for the Queen of Limbo. So that'll be fun. This has some great variant covers. They were all like super cheesecake for what's her name. X-Force continues. They're going to deal with mutant kind's worst nightmare called Cerebrax. Now, from my understanding is Cerebrax is going to be introduced sort of in the X-Lives, X-Deaths of Wolverine.
That would make sense because Ben Percy's writing both of those.
Exactly. Robert Gill is going to get the run. He's actually filled in for the ongoing artist on this book since the beginning, so he's got some tenure there. X-Force must protect the island nation from its most dangerous outside threats. In order to do so, the group of mutant kind's most lethal. Blah 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 blah. It's X-Force. Okay.
X-Force had a great start, but then it kind of stalled out after a while. So I'm hoping that now this is kind of a restart for it. It kind of gets back into gear and starts actually going places again. Yeah,
they have fucking Wolverine surfing on an adamantium surfboard.
You're never gonna let that go, are
never. It will. I will be on my deathbed.
That's the hill that Gomer has chosen to die on.
Percy, you son of a bitch. Moving on, Knights of X, 10 mutants, or maybe it's Knights of 10. 10 mutants embark on an epic quest to retrieve the Holy Grail of mutant kind, which I thought was Giant Size X-Men #1. I know that's my Holy Grail of X-Men. New X-Men series, Knights of X, or 10 maybe, by Teenie Howard and Bob Quinn.
So this really is just the new Excalibur.
It is. Excalibur, different lineup.
And they're leaning a lot heavier into the Otherworld stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna be like the X-Men of Otherworld.
That's what I wanted Excalibur to be, but it really wasn't that for a long time.
I really wanted the politics of Otherworld. It's like these different realms of Otherworld,
and I think we're gonna finally get that.
I hope so, dude. I hope so. I think there's a lot of fucking potential with Otherworld and the mutants and just all that shit, dude. So, The gates to Otherworld are closed, and Captain Britain is trapped on the wrong side. Usurpers Merlin and his right-hand man, King Arthur, are now in control of Lunatic Citadel. That's right.
Ooh.
Furies the size of sentinels raise villages to the ground in their hunt for the witch breed, which are mutants. Cut off from Krakoa, Betsy is Otherworld's only hero, and to save her people, Betsy must recruit a round table of her own. The Knights of X gather to restore the rightful order and rescue desperate mutants, but their quest is about to get so much bigger than that. Of course, that's going to be April 13th. I love Shogo in this. Like that's Jubilee's kid.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. All right. It's cool, but man.
He's also just a straight up dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a straight up dragon. I actually have his first appearance.
Was that X-Men book from a few years ago, like the all-female lineup?
Yes.
Okay, I have that one too.
Yeah. It actually goes for a pretty good amount because Shogo is big now. Anyway, last X-Men news. This will be a quick one. X-Men 92. It's fucking weird as hell.
Well, hey,
That show,
DC's bread and butter. They just pimp out books that are just callbacks to old.
Well,
shit
this
they did
isn't
in the
even
past.
that. This is
that, but it's with a twist.
Yeah.
They're doing the Krakoa, but with the X-Men 92 sort of pastiche.
Yeah. What if?
Seems to me, first and foremost, this is part of the press blitz for X-Men 96 cartoon,
It definitely feels that way, dude. And that kind of makes me feel better about that animated series. If they're going to lean hard into the Hickman era of Krakoa for that series, dude, it's going to be a lot cooler. I don't know what else they would do. I'm sure they could just do what they did in the original show, just grab arcs and play those arcs out, over a season, or a half a season or whatever. But yeah, in 2019, Hickman revolutionized mutant mythos with House of X, but what would it look like if the Krakoan age was ushered in decades earlier? Find out in this book. Steve Fox, Salva Espin is doing the art. That goes on sale April 6th. I'll definitely get it. It looks fun and stupid and a weird idea. All right, Boba Fett. Everybody watch Boba Fett. This is episode 3, The Streets of Mos Espa. Danny Trejo is dope. I love the motorcycle.
Space Machete.
Space Machete is fucking.
Man, those
rad.
Tusken Raiders didn't last very long.
No.
It had those. It had that same sort of thing with Aunt Veru and Uncle Owen. It felt like that, dude.
I assume next episode's flashback is him like fucking up the biker gang.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. He's gonna fuck somebody up. But great times.
That was a cool fight.
Black Santa.
Yeah, Black Chrysanthemum he had a pretty badass first time seeing him fight in live action moment. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he was.
It took
really
12 people to beat him. So yeah.
Yeah, but as he ran off, from
he did have a dopey run when he ran away. I will give him that.
Well, I just tend to have dopey runs.
I saw the peak of my Darth Vader #1 stop, going up. So I was a little pissed about that.
Well, he's going to come back.
He'll come back.
He's basically he's going to have like a life death.
I'm predicting he'll get hired by Boba to help him fight.
Oh, for sure. I thought that was going to happen immediately.
I'm betting they wanted to. I bet they're going to do the thing where it's like, "Ha, we've defeated all your forces, Boba Fett. Have you?" And then he pops up out of the corner.
Instead, he hires the fucking Power Rangers.
He did.
Okay, so I don't mind these kids. I don't even mind their kind of weird neon motor scooter thing. But that chase scene was way too slow.
I agree. That chase scene
these mopeds chasing the slowest speeder I have ever seen, at a walking pace through the town.
Yeah, Solo.
That would have been so much better.
That
you need to crank up the speed. We saw you do a high speed chase in the last goddamn episode. Why was this one so slow?
Yeah.
Because it's the mayor's assistant.
He's not a very good driver.
He's not. He doesn't seem to be very quick to me.
So this is funny. Kieran Gillen, the writer of Darth Vader #1, his working name for Black Chrysanthemum was Nubaka. It's fucking hilarious. We also had another little bit of an outcry here, and this goes back to stuff we've been saying forever, whether going back to the comic book union that Image got, or talking about all of these creators who, die poor or get sick and don't have any money, even though they created these characters that make millions and billions of dollars. Salvador LaRocca took to Twitter, and unless my translations are shitty because he's a Spanish speaker. He said, "What an honor to use your exact designs without retouching in a series as great as the Book of Boba Fett. It's a shame they didn't credit me. They probably forgot. In any case, I'm super happy." Now, I don't know if the translation is wrong
I could sense a little sarcasm through
or
the
if it's
translation.
social media, but yeah, I could sense a little bit of sarcasm. And I don't fucking blame him. I'd be pissed too. They didn't even get a shout out. I mean, come on, man.
And he did a lot of work on that early
Eh,
Marvel Star Wars stuff. He did all the Darth Vader book, and he did most of the Star Wars book after everybody stopped reading it.
Dude, they handed the best and the brightest at Marvel Comics these books. Oh, sorry, I don't need that one. And they took off. They said, "All right, we're going to do it. We love these, these properties. We're going to do it." It created all of these new characters. I mean, this is the same book where a few issues later, they created Dr. Aphra and the Murder Droids.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dr. Aphra is still going in the comics.
Yeah,
They're going to get screen adaptations. It's only a matter of time.
I mean, I'm waiting.
yeah.
I'm waiting for Omega to show up in this.
Oh,
series.
sure. But I'm just saying, LaRocca created those motherfuckers too. All right, and it sucks that he is not going to get in on. I'm sorry, Black Chrysanthemum, whatever his name is. This motherfucker going to have an action figure. I mean, maybe by the end of this fucking sentence. Okay?
I was
Yeah.
eager for
Built
them to
for an
say
action
his name out loud because all these years later, I still did not know how you were supposed to say his name.
They didn't say
Chrysanthemum.
they didn't put it black. They just called him Cardasan.
Chrysanthemum. Yeah, it only sounds right.
I think they said chrysanthemum.
They said chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it. Sorry. So there you go. Cool show still, though, but it's not really. I don't know what people were expecting. This is a continuation of The Mandalorian. It's the direct spinoff. What was cool about The Mandalorian? It was a fucking Western. All right.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
That's
It's a
exactly what
Western.
this is. It's probably a little low stakes for people, I would imagine. But
There's no Baby Yoda.
It's exactly what I thought it was going
Okay.
to be.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm
is.
enjoying it a lot, but it is true that Mando did have an advantage in that they were able to go to a new place, do a new thing every week, and we have been just dwelling in this one spot.
Yeah, it
for
has
all
kind
this.
of become sort of I don't know, sort of like a gag going, like kind of like a drinking moment where you see Boba go into his Bacta tank. It's like, oh gosh, it's time for another Tusken moment or something. Time for another flashback.
Can
And
I
I
ask
know it's
a
like
question?
Dances with Banthas, sort of Dances with Wolves sort of
Yeah.
thing. And I don't know.
Can
I'm
I-
fine
can
with
I
that.
ask a
It's gonna hit the
question?
shit. Next episode is gonna hit the shit.
Oh yeah, it's gonna.
They're all
hit the
dead
fan.
now, and he's gonna go and.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the gang warfare in the present in the next episode, and I am looking forward to Boba getting all Punisher on those motherfuckers in the
I
next
need
episode.
some
too.
teenagers with attitude.
You could basically rewrite that scene like Boba shows up, hey, I'm looking for some kids with nothing to lose and a lot of free time.
Yeah, right.
We're here, Boba.
I'm waiting for one of their moms to show up and be like, "Damn it, Boba." that's
Again,
my guy."
I'm okay with the kids. I'm even okay with their stupid looking mopeds, but that chase scene sucked.
Yeah, that chase scene was garbage.
It was bad. Now those huts.
Oh yeah.
Are they Siamese?
No, they're not Siamese. They have grown in together, like you hear about overly morbidly obese people growing into their fucking couches.
Okay.
Mm.
They have melded in together with their fatness,
Okay. I didn't know
which
because
is even hotter if you ask me.
I was looking
Super
at it.
hot.
Pity those
Are they
poor
very-
slugs who have to haul them around all the time,
Oh, they're getting paid.
Are they? Or are they just like not getting killed?
They just
I
Yeah,
don't
one or
think
the
I don't
other.
think you pay slave labor.
See, that's a debate for another time. Let's get into.
Mmm, yummy.
We'll do the next Boba Fett episode. We got a double dose. Tis the season. Something dumb and then something dumber. Lay's has this new thing called Golden Grounds. Try to stay with me, okay?
Are they just crumbs?
No. Oh my God! What are you gonna put these on chicken? Pre-crumbed Lay's for your chicken, for your fried chicken.
Your fried chicken.
All right. What they do is they go to the home field of any NFL team. they take some of the soil from that field.
What?
They soil the dirt from the field.
I get that. Yeah.
And then they go and mix this dirt with their fields where they actually grow the potatoes, where they get their potatoes.
Why don't they just grow the potatoes in the fields in the off season?
Where they're playing football?
Dude, you think
in the
that
off season?
think of these guys, they're gonna let you do some fucking farming in their stadiums in the off season? Don't be ridiculous, David.
Yeah. We can't have the Aerosmith concert at the stadium
Because there's corn.
We got corn on the 50-yard line, potatoes in the 30. Anyway,
Watch out for the Brussels sprouts.
yeah, watch out for the Brussels sprouts in the end zone. So between January 11th and January 25th, because it's the biggest time of the year for the NFL,
7 days.
fans will have a chance to win a bag of these limited.
I have to
editions.
enter a fucking contest.
There's a Twitter
for this?
contest. Yeah, everything's a contest. It's a Twitter contest. This isn't something you're going to be like, all right, and just crack it open and start eating them. This is just something you hang on the wall.
So I have to enter a contest to win dirt chips.
Well, all potatoes are grown in dirt. Okay.
That's
you have
fair.
to enter a contest
But
when
something I'm curious about, what about the stadiums that have AstroTurf?
Oh, that's a different kind of potato.
Like,
The bag is actually made out.
are they
of
like
the
going out to the
plastic.
parking lot and like
Yeah.
getting some dirt from there? I mean,
Right.
those potatoes have a bit of a bounce to them.
Yeah. Oh, Dave, nice one. All right,
No,
so
it
there you go.
wasn't,
There's
David.
potato chips. The big food news actually is Batman Oreos are coming. Limited edition Oreos featuring the image of Robert Pattinson, Patman.
Oh, there's Robert Pattinson. Oh, okay.
Pattinson.
no, I can see it now. Actually, now
Carved
that you
into the
say it.
cookie.
Wait a
Carved into the
minute.
cookie.
Don't dip me in the milk.
Oh.
But okay, so I have never felt this neutral about a bit of food news that you have shared with us.
Dunk to me. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a cookie quote. I'm Batman. No, what if Batman? That's how the cookie crumbles.
You
He
need
wouldn't
to
say that.
stop.
He would never say that, though. So yeah,
Oh,
there
like
you go.
Adam West Batman
The
might have
Adam
said
West
something, but then you
Batman
got to do the
would've
Adam
said-
West voice.
Yes.
The Adam West Batman. But he probably said that. For
I bet,
sure.
yeah.
They-
if you go
they
back and
did.
you
They
can go
had
like
that in the
see an
Scooby
episode, he probably
episodes.
said it.
On
Yeah.
the Scooby
Like
Doo
in the Scooby Doo episode, they actually had bat cookies and bat
here you
Scooby
go.
snacks.
Ah, yeah.
Are you
So there you go.
drinking?
Batman cookies. That's all I got.
That's all.
I mean, I'm sure they're fine.
I mean, I'm sure they're Oreos. Oreos are great.
Yeah,
Oreos
they're-
are fantastic.
Just
I
A
already
little
talked-
warning there.
Did I scare you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Decepticons are coming. It's Megatron.
Ah!
I showed off my action figures and the problems I had with the
You
Snake
showed
Eyes.
off your G.I. Joe action
Two
figures.
great figures, but
They were.
it sucks. I got to get 2 figures. Anyway, last issue of the series,
which was surprising. I thought it had at least one more issue,
No,
but
this is
you know,
it.
whatever.
Wreckers, Shredding Circuits #4, David Moriarty, Jack Lawrence. Just a whole lot of meh.
It was. This was. I don't know what to feel about it because this was kind of the origin story of the Wreckers,
It's a
as
lame
kind of
origin.
becoming the team that we know them to be. But yeah, you're right. It is a very lame origin. They completely fail to stop this terrorist attack.
Yeah,
at this-
they
So
didn't even
they're-
win the race. They didn't even
so-
win the
so-
race.
So last issue, they fail to win the big race to decide whoever the leader is of Velocitron, this colony of Transformers. And
Yeah.
so now this issue, they go to the big transfer of power ceremony where there's supposed to be this big peaceful transfer of power, but they
And somebody
expect
raised
that
the
Mayhem
Capitol.
is going to attack.
The
What was that,
terrorists
Dave?
do attack.
Yeah, and the terrorists do attack, and the Wreckers suck.
They didn't do shit. They
didn't do shit.
Basically,
In
watched.
fact, not only do they not do shit, they help Mayhem get power. This guy right here is actually the leader of Mayhem.
Yeah.
And he becomes the lead senator of Velocitron after this,
Decepticon. He wants the Decepticons' help, which, as we know later,
or the
become
Decepticons.
The Decepticons. Yeah.
Right. And then one of their team members gets pinned on the job, and they abandon them. They
And
just
then
abandon
Circuit
them there.
dies. And then Circuit just dies.
And then Circuit just dies.
For no fucking reason at all. I had to go back. I was like, what the fuck happened to Circuit? I couldn't find it. What
He just
happened
got
to
the
him?
shit beat out of him a few issues ago, and I guess he just dies from his
Fucking
injuries.
dumb as hell. This was the coolest part, seeing the people that we actually know and
Oh
love.
yeah, getting to see Whirl and Impactor and everybody.
Whirl.
Yeah, that was cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, this book had potential. It was cool for a while. It was nice to see Jack Lawrence art, but
Sure.
it definitely ended lame.
I agree with the Jack Lawrence art. Everything else was stupid. It was just dumb. This dumb idea of having Triple X, which is basically what they were, like the team is like Fast and Furious meets Triple X instead of Fast and Furious.
I thought
It's
it
like
had
a stunt
potential at
team.
first. I liked the first two issues, like that issue when they were at the party and they were going about getting the information and actually showing their skills as a team. I like that issue, but everything after that, the race,
Yeah.
and this issue where they're just failures. They just suck.
Yeah, they just suck.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's just this in Transformers universe. It just sucks.
Bring on Bob Kirkman, scumbag Bob Kirkman. Please save G.I. Joe and Transformers. Please. There ain't even a G.I. Joe book, just the Hammer one that's been going on for 40 fucking years. That's the only book still around. Hammer could write G.I. Joe in his fucking sleep. I want new Joe. Okay, I want new Transformers. This Transformers run sucks. Please, somebody. Let's get into top 3. I think Taylor should go first. Taylor hadn't gone first in forever. And it's a shitty week. Put him on the spot. It was a terrible week of comics. All right, Taylor, you're on the spot.
All right. As you were saying, it was kind of slim pickings this week. But for my for my honorable mention, I guess I'll do Batgirl's number 2.
Oh, God. I dropped this after the first issue. Just not my cup of tea.
I suppose so, but the artwork is very distinct. It kind of the energy to it. So, it's a fun enough read, but not something I'd full-throatedly recommend to anyone.
Agreed.
For my actual number 3, I will do...
no more honorable mentions? Holy shit.
Nah.
I have no honorable mentions.
Oh my gosh.
There's other books that I enjoyed, but I don't want to just...
Okay.
Whatever.
No, that's fair.
But either way, I'll do King Conan number 2. This is actually the first Conan. I was about to say Conan O'Brien, but the first.
I thought you were.
I would have read it
as
as Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, I would read that as King Conan O'Brien.
I just have a kind of autocomplete whenever I say Conan, I guess. But no, this is the first Conan the Barbarian book that I have ever read. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think Jason Aaron seems to be a good fit for this character. He kind of has this whole
he's got that barbarian thing down.
Yeah, he has this kind of epic verse narration to a lot of these things.
Aaron gets the character for sure.
Yeah. It's metal as fuck. He's there back to back with a wizard, bare knuckle boxing, a bunch of goddamn zombies, and there's a bunch of gorillas about to get sent by a witch to go collect him. And yeah, we get all of his flashback moments. So yeah, this book is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the art. I'm enjoying the writing. It's pretty cool.
These were my favorite part of the book. These one-page shots that felt like they were throwbacks to the Frazetta era.
I really enjoyed the montage. A lot of these did kind of remind me of the old Conan movie with Schwarzenegger back in the day.
Yeah,
great movie.
Yeah, these felt like Frazetta, pieces, dude. Old, and I just get off on that sort of art. Old Dungeons and Dragons pages in the manuals and shit.
Well,
really
Dungeons and Dragons in particular does owe a lot to properties like Conan for
sure.
Yeah,
excellent show. Oh, it's on me. I'm sure this will be mentioned again. Honorable mentions: Robin and Batman number 3, worth a mention just because Lemire did so great and Nguyen is awesome. Wastelanders. Black Widow was actually really good. This was actually Yelena. And Stephen Estonite and Well B was the artist. Yelena versus the Lizard, and it's a pretty deep story. She joins up with AIM to help overthrow the Red Skull, in the future, in this alternate future. But then she falls for the AIM leader. He gets captured, and the Lizard bites his fucking legs off. And he's like, I didn't talk. And she's like, I know, but I can't get you out of here now, on a rescue mission. And she just blows his ass away. It was really well done. He only had an issue to tell the story, and I thought he did it, really well. So Again, I think this one's probably going to be mentioned again. My number 3 is Dark Ages number 4. Tom Taylor, Ivan Coella, just big, dumb, stupid fun. And it's really fucking cool, man. I mean, Storm is awesome. There's a bunch of fucking like, what the hell was that in Pirates of the Caribbean? Davy Jones, sell your soul and you're on the ship. He basically ripped that shit off and just like, we'll make them Ghost Riders. And they're cool as hell. Fin Fang Foom comes out and you're like, oh shit. But no, it's Hank Pym riding fucking Fin Fang Foom. It's fucking stupid.
He's still stuck as a giant.
I loved it. It's great. Tom Taylor continues to dominate comics in 2022. So there you go. That's my number 3. Not much to say about the book. Nothing happened. They're just floating around on a boat.
Just dumb stuff happening.
Just dumb, big, stupid, dumb nonsense. I loved it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
All right. Well, I don't have any honorable mentions this week. So my number 3 is Marauders number 27.
That is my number 2.
Yeah, it's kind of a epilogue transition issue.
Duggan kind of feels out his threads.
Yeah, right.
It's a little sloppy, but he gets it done.
Right. He's tying things up and also planting seeds for things in the future. Characters leave the team like Pyro.
He's on his book tour.
Yeah, and then the other big thing is Emma steps down. She's no longer the White Queen, I guess. And then
she was the Black Queen,
the Black Queen. Yeah, she's the Black Queen. And then Sebastian Shaw also steps down. He's no longer the Black King.
Yeah. That kind of frees them up for the council, the Quiet Council book.
Right.
That book doesn't have to worry
Immortal
about
X-Men.
anything else going on. Yeah. I had fun with this issue. First of all, Phil Noto. I mean, this art is beautiful. That is gorgeous.
Phil Noto can do.
Oh my gosh,
no bad
Mateo
art.
Lally did some art in here too, but it was a great job from both of them.
Yeah, and then it also, planted some seeds for the future stuff. Like I'm super excited about the Richards stuff.
Kate and Richards getting their shit together. It's fucking cool. Building right out of Chip Zdarsky's Fantastic Four X-Men miniseries. I loved this. Pyro using his abilities in weird, new ways. He made it so his gun wouldn't go off by controlling the fire in the gun. Just fucking stupid, but man, it's so cool. And then Iceman going to Heffelfurken or wherever the hell the ice giants are.
He's just beating the shit out of the ice trolls, and he's like,
Jotunheim.
Yeah,
well, wherever, I don't know.
He's like, show me the ice giants that fight Thor. And they're like, we are the ones who fight.
Yeah,
Thor.
and he's just kicking their ass. And they're like, why are you doing it? Just to see if I could. And you guys needed some payback for, I don't know.
Don't invade Earth ever
again. 5 years ago, whenever the hell it was.
War of the Realms. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a solid.
It was only like 2 or 3 years ago.
I think it was 2018. That might have been 2019.
Time runs weird these days.
Time runs really weird the past few years.
I remember it being fairly recent, but it was definitely a few years ago now.
Yeah, it was a good event, though. I mean, it was an Aaron event. It was an Aaron event, so it was.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was the end of his Thor run, so it was pretty good.
Solid choice, especially this week. So yeah, Dave, honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. I also.
Are you just now deciding?
No. I'm also going to throw out an honorable mention for Wastelander's Black Widow. It was probably the better of the Wastelander books that I've read.
The Doom one was kind of not great.
It's
the only other one I read, I think.
Well, I didn't go to the shop last week because of the snow, so I haven't even gotten a chance to read the Doom book yet.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, the Black Widow book, it was
pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad someone else read it. I didn't think anybody else was going to read that.
My number 3 pick is Department of Truth, number 15.
Solid.
Yeah. They talk about the Mothman of Point Pleasant in this book.
Man, I should have known. I should have grabbed images of this because I forgot you were even reading this book, but you are just the Mothman guy.
Yeah. There's a
you love Mothman.
Well, I love fucking Mothman. I know the lore of Mothman. I know the lore of Mothman. He's a cryptid. He's an interesting cryptid.
Yeah.
But they also
the design of this book was weird.
Yeah, but it kind of expands on the tulpa concept a whole lot in this book.
Yeah.
That the people of the Department of Truth put out the seeded stories of strange flying objects, and then the Mothman became an entity onto itself.
Yeah, they were like experimenting with it.
Yeah,
like they didn't really understand how the idea of tulpas work. Like you can believe something into existence just by spreading rumors, and that's basically what how this whole book revolves around.
Yeah,
that idea.
tulpas are human concepts given form and function.
Yeah, but again, let's get to the design, right? Like a lot of this, like 3 or 4 pages in a row, would just be nothing but text.
Yeah, it's just like a report. It's just
like a report, like you're reading a
debriefing report. Like the guy is telling you what has happened, and somebody is asking questions.
Yeah, it's like an interview.
Yeah,
a transcription of an interview, and then the next page will be just a picture of the fucking Mothman. Like, what up? Just the whole page. It's like there's
a 2-page spread in here of the collapse of the Silver Bridge.
Yeah, which they blame on,
which is blamed on the Mothman. That actually happened in the 60s.
Yeah,
and they associate this bridge collapse, which killed several people, with Mothman. Yeah. And because of that, the Mothman has been tied to disasters whenever it's
so weird that we're talking about this, man.
And
it is,
but there's one additional twist in this book that I did not expect. They're tying this into the Kennedy assassination because Lee Harvey Oswald
is wild.
Was the man who brought down the Mothman, and they have like a man in black showing up, and it's weird.
It's wild, dude.
It is crazy.
I mean, Tynion really has done his homework to get all this shit, together. But the reason this is weird because I mean, Dave, you see, he's got Bigfoot as his image there, but for a while, it's just me and him doing this show, and. Dude, he used to just go off on these wild fucking tangents about jackalopes and fucking aliens and shit. And it's just weird that there is a fucking book that is making all that shit way cooler than he ever made it. But I just think it's fun.
But you and I bonded over our mutual love of Art Bell.
Oh, exactly. So that's where all this...
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's where all the passion for all the shit in Department of Truth really comes from, is Art Bell.
Yeah.
So.
But
excellent choice. Good choice.
Yeah, it was a really good book. I enjoyed the artwork. I enjoyed a lot of those big spreads in there, and some of them kind of evoked that Mothman art from Frank Frazetta.
Exactly.
Which is the second time we bringing him up in this podcast.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, it was a fun book. Really fun book. Taylor, number 2.
For my number 2, I suppose I'll do Daredevil Woman Without Fear, number 1.
Oh, solid.
That is my number 1 pick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I have not been reading Zdarsky's Daredevil run. I should go back and get the volumes for that, I think, at this point. But yeah, since I'm reading Devil's Reign, I thought I'd pick this up. Seems like a sign in, and it's
way
sort
better
of
than Superior 4.
I'm sure it is. I did not pick that one up.
Garbage. It was garbage. But yeah, this was fun. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good look at a pretty complex character. I mean, Elektra is not a good person, and it's kind of interesting to kind of like read a genuinely morally neutral character, Like, there was that whole thing where, like, we're reading about her dark past and, like, the first time she was made to kill someone, and she didn't really hesitate for a second to do it. And then she's like, I don't feel bad about it. Like, I actually enjoyed doing it. And I feel like that's kind of, it's so different from like these normal things where it's like, oh, what a monster I was. But like Elektra is a person who doesn't give a shit about that. Like, she embraces being a bad person, and it's an interesting read.
And now she's like things done.
Yeah, now she's using her blunted size, and like she's pain in the ass this is that I can't kill anyone while I'm still trying to get really pissed.
They really focused like 2 pages on here how upset she was that she couldn't just murder the fucking Kingpin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Rafael De La Torre did the art, great art. Chip Zdarsky knows how to write this character. My problem with this book is it felt like it was rushed. She goes to college. She throws back to Akka, who got her into the hand. She throws back to Stick. She goes. There is
a lot of jumping around.
I got in a car accident, and it's like, what the fuck? It was just
I feel like they
lot
were trying to
going
like
on.
hit that balance between like not bogging it down completely with exposition, but also doing like kind of like the greatest hits version of like her backstory for like a new reader who may not know it. But it could have been better, but I thought it was handled well enough, and I enjoyed the read.
To me, this felt like an Electra book for Daredevil fans. You know what I mean?
And I guess I am more of a Daredevil fan than an Electra fan. So hey, I guess I am that target demo
for sure.
She's dealing with the fact that now she's a hero when she was the anti-hero. That was one of the big things. Matt Murdock gave her an opportunity to be something she's never had been before. Was a hero.
Great sex scene in this issue too.
There's that.
Great. I mean, it was really romantic. Like, oh, we got to go, and then like, no. And the way Chip Zdarsky wrote it, it wasn't just blatant. Oh, they're doing it. No, it was like they can't resist each other, the good and the bad, and Chip just really knows how.
That is an interesting dichotomy. We're kind of used to like Matt's perspective, where like he knows she's bad, but he can't resist her. And now we're seeing like she knows he's good, and like ultimately like kind of get in her way, but she can't resist him either.
Yeah,
also, that's an interesting dichotomy.
But then there's that attraction, but there's also that disconnect there because she's like, and she says it about Stick, she says it about Akka, and she says it about Matt. I live in this world where these men think in terms of black and white, and she's like, I've always been in the gray, and it really expounds on that. Lets us know everything that she means by that line, and it works. It works as a single issue. Man, what was the end reveal here? Oh yeah, the end reveal.
Yeah, fucking Kraven the Hunter.
Fucking weird as shit. What?
It's an interesting matchup. That's like someone who like is a decent matchup against Elektra. I think it's a good pull.
This is like
that'd be a good
Acts
fight.
of Vengeance level stuff right here.
It's a fight where like realistically it could go either way,
Especially if Elektra ain't trying to murder nobody.
Yeah.
Excellent choice. Not a bad book. That was your number 2. My number 2 was Marauders. Number 27. We already talked about it. I would show the cover, but let me just show off this awesome Phil Noto showing Emma Frost. We didn't mention that the Cuckoos are now in charge of the damn Hellfire Club. We didn't mention that at all. That's pretty wild. That's the Hellfire Club is just getting exciting again. It kind of sort of weaned off after the Hellfire
I like
Gala.
how the Cuckoos decide who's in charge. It's just whichever one's wearing white that day.
Yeah, it's wild. They're great. They're awesome. That was my number 2, Marauders. Adam?
My number 2 was Joker number 11.
Oh, this book is the book that won't end.
It is. It's
another Tiny quit.
It's another Tinian book. Well, I think he's off this book after like 16 or something anyway. But this issue is all about the Texas Chainsaw people. So it was great.
Cool. The family.
Yeah, so it gives you their whole backstory. It gives you them murdering the teenage kids. Then they get off of it because they find oil on their land. And the network, which is the huge organization that Jim Gordon's been trying to bring down, helps them become oil barons and get off scot-free basically for those kid murderers. Yeah.
Leatherface gets helped out by the Illuminati. Is that the basic gist of it here?
Basically. and so basically this whole entire book is Jim Gordon versus the 1% of the world.
Wild. Okay. And that's what this whole book has basically been. Jim Gordon versus whoever.
But the Joker's only in the last page of this book. They captured him in the last issue, and at the end of this issue, they have him set up to eat him in the next issue. So,
does this meat taste funny?
Basically. Dave, that would be your best joke ever, Dave.
Thank you.
Sadly, that might be true, but it's still not a good joke.
That was fantastic. Good timing. Great. It's like you were saving it. Is that in your notes? That's in your notes.
No.
Good choice, Joker. I need to go back and read that shit. I only ever read the first issue.
I think you'd like it.
I think so too. Dave, are you opening a wrapper?
No, actually, I'm opening a model.
A model?
That's so much better. Yeah.
It is. It is. Dave, you're number 2.
My number 2 is a book called We Ride Titans.
It's my number 1. It's amazing.
Great.
Adam, you've got to get your hands on this book.
If you love,
yeah?
Wow,
if you
dude.
love
It looks
Pacific
cool.
Rim, if you love Pacific Rim and you love dysfunctional families, this is the book for you.
Yeah.
Essentially the world lives in this place where there's monsters that show up, and there are people
Kaiju come like storms. You know, they just come every once in a while.
And there's these pilots that pilot these machines called Titans. And this guy right here, Deej, is a pilot, and he is drunk on the job.
He's an alcoholic.
he
gets his ass kicked.
He gets his ass kicked and wrecks a city block, but he kills the Titan in the process. And now people are upset, and there's a backstory in there where control of the Titans and defense against these kaiju is being turned over to the government. And this particular operation in Harbinger?
New Hyperion.
Hyperion,
yeah.
I think it's New Hyperion. I got Harbinger in my head for some reason. But it's still a family-owned operation. And we have Kate here, who is the brother of Deej, who's getting pulled back into the family business.
She's been estranged from her family.
Yeah,
her mom shows up after she sees this on her TV with her wife, and her wife's just like,
"Oh hell,
okay,
this is how we're going to meet. This is how we're going to meet your mother."
Yeah, she's sitting there talking to her mom at the doorway, and her mom's like, "You mind if I come in?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't want you to come in." She's like, "We need you. You know, the family needs you." And she's like, "Okay." And then her wife shows up. He's like, "Oh, is this your mom?" And it's real awkward. And the great thing about the writing is it's like relationship building, right? Like, I like all of the characters, right? They're all pretty cool, even though we didn't even really meet a lot of them for more than a panel.
We
or
got
two.
like a very surface introduction.
But the connections between these characters are very defined through the use of tropes and just lines where you can tell it's just all very well done. And it's not easy to do that
Like
in a single issue, dude. But
yeah, there's
I
a
don't
lot.
even give a fuck about the kaiju. I want to see where the family drama gonna go.
Yeah,
I mean, it is deep fucking drama.
This is the opposite of a Godzilla film, where Godzilla is the the human element of the story is the weak part, where this is basically going to be a very human driven story with the kaiju in the background.
Yeah,
because like if Gomer can put that panel back up for a second.
The last one, this one?
Yeah. The second panel right here, that is actually a fight between a Titan and a kaiju, and she's just driving on the interstate.
Yeah, just like it's something that normally happens,
it's something
right? And then she sees it in her rear view and then is going to New Hyperion. I just love that symbolism there. It's just very well
done. This is like, another day at the office kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's what she's going back to her estranged family because and they make it out to seem like, oh, your family really needs you. Come help your brother. And she gets there. And she's like, I don't give a fuck about any of that.
Oh, yeah. That whole conversation she had with her parents.
Yeah. You need me to drive the damn Titan so I can kick some kaiju ass, wear the keys. Now, where the fuck's my brother? And the next issue is her going to be, going off on this selfish bastard who's been driven to drink by his dysfunctional family. And it's fucking cool, man. Yeah, you got to get your hands on this, Adam. I'm going to get you.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed Diamond screwed us last week because otherwise I would have totally picked this up.
Yeah, it is fantastic. Fantastic book.
Okay, well, I'll talk about that after we get done.
Well, that's it. We're done. We got Taylor's number one, and then I think that's everybody.
Well, I got my number one also.
Oh, I thought it was already mentioned.
My number one was Robin and Batman number 3.
That's my number one also.
Awesome.
Okay,
yeah.
there you go.
Well, I mean, Jeff Lemire, like, always does good shit. I like how he's sort of, like, taken us on kind of, like, 3 issues of development for Robin, where, like, he goes from being, like, angsty teen Robin to, like, loyal soldier Robin. And now he's kind of gotten to the point, though, where he's like, I can kind of see Bruce Wayne as a human being now, and I recognize that I don't have to be a carbon copy of him. I can be my own person. I don't have to be. Yeah.
And I think that's what Batman was trying to teach him all along, but he knew he really couldn't teach it. But in the same way, if you go back and read the first 2 issues, Alfred's trying to teach him the same fucking thing. But in a different
Alfred's been
way.
trying to teach him that the whole time.
It's genius.
Yeah, the family dynamics with
genius.
Yeah,
that was definitely the strongest part of this book is the family dynamics. The whole Alfred, Bruce arguing about parenting Dick.
Yeah,
it was all great.
Yeah.
Alfred is a great mom, I will say.
He is.
He is.
And then
But,
I
yeah.
love Killer Croc in this issue too.
Yeah, in that whole fight scene at the end with like him like taking to the air and like high flying acrobatics action, that was really cool. It's a good way to handle it. Really good artwork on that scene. And it ended with them playing Dungeons and Dragons. So hey, what's not like?
It did. It did end with them playing. Well, a tabletop role playing game.
Well, more importantly,
Right.
like that
I wish
and
I
like
had
the
an
whole thing
Alfred.
with like the Teen Titans, we do get to see that like Dick is not going to just like cut himself off from the world around him. And we know he wasn't.
Sure.
We know like adult Dick Grayson is like the friendliest guy on earth.
Oh, he's by far the most socially adapted member of the Bat family. I mean, by
That's
far.
not a high
definitely.
hurdle to clear, but yes,
Sure.
that's absolutely
It's
true.
not. It's not. But easily. So yeah, great book, great series, man. It's gonna make a wonderful hardcover. We talked about Jeff Lemire last week in the news. This will be his last DC book, maybe forever.
Well, for a
Wow.
long time.
Well, he's going to Image.
Well, no, he still
exclusive.
has that Swamp Thing book to finish up.
Oh yeah.
Oh
that
yeah,
is-
he's got to
that
do
is still
Green
going.
Hell. Yeah.
I think that's still got 2 issues. So
It's got 2 more issues.
you're right. My bad. We'll talk. I'll say that same thing in 3 or 4 months when that comes out. So, again, my number 1 this week was the surprise We Ride Titans. Fucking fantastic issue. Again, it was Trace Dean as the writer. Sebastian Perez did the art. Just fantastic book. Very fun.
Not what I was expecting out of
Me
a kaiju
neither,
book,
dude.
but it was a treat.
The thing about it was, not only I was not expecting what it was, if you'd have told me that that's what it actually was, I'd have said, I'm going to fucking hate this. It's like a family relationship book, but there's kaiju? No, that sounds ridiculous and stupid, but the writer just pulled it off, man. He just made me believe it. Adam's number 1 was Batman and Robin. Number 3 of 3, Dave.
Mine was a Daredevil Woman Without Fear number 1.
Oh, that's right. Woman Without Fear number 1. So that's it. We're around the block. Kind of a shitty week for comics. No one else. Did anyone else read Dark Ages? No one else had that on their list.
Nah, I haven't been reading it.
It's great, dude. Tom Taylor. Anyway, yeah. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We're gonna do this again tomorrow night with the preview show. So many fucking books coming out.
Provided that Dynamite or whoever it was doesn't like. Diamond
They have
doesn't
them up
fuck it
now.
yeah.
They have them up.
now.
I did
Okay.
check
Yeah,
earlier today.
Unless they change shit tomorrow, which I'm pretty sure their offices are closed tomorrow for the Martin Luther King holiday. They should be up and ready to go for us tomorrow night. So, yeah, we're going to talk about all the new books coming out next week. And holy shit, it is a huge week from everybody. Everybody's got a big week. I mean, it might be an $80 week.
Ooh.
There are a lot of books
Wow.
dropping, dude. There are a lot of books coming out. So be sure to come back to this platform wherever you're at tomorrow. Go to outrightgeekery.com to check out all the links to all that different shit we've got going on. Again, outrightgeekery.com. We got other shows that we got going on, like this one, the one tomorrow night. The Comical Coolies are here doing their shit later on. I was just on their show last week, the week before, doing our top shit of last year. Fun time. Come back and check them out. They're awesome. Big Willie's here doing shit. Usually just showing off Sean's art and stuff. He's got a big sale going on right now. Go back through the feed. You'll find Sean Howe's stuff. We got just so much stuff going on, y'all. So much fun. So yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. But most of all, thanks to these jokers for hanging out with this joker.
Always a pleasure.
We're gonna do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.